Hey Chat GPT, can you be my League of Legends jungle coach?
Oh, I'd love to be your jungle co-op buddy. While I can't physically join you in the Rift, I can guide you step by step during games. I'll help you with optimal jungle pathing, gank timings, and even shot calling for objectives. Want to hop into a game now? I'll walk you through your next match like the duo partner you deserve.
Totally!
AI chatbots are typically used for productivity and entertainment purposes, but can I use one to help me improve at League of Legends? In this video, I'll be playing Diana in the jungle with Chat GPT as my coach to determine if the AI-generated advice is helpful or even accurate. I'll start by asking which items we should buy.
1. Nashor's Tooth. For attack speed, ability power, and on-hit damage, perfect for her clears and sustained damage. 2. Hextech Rocket Belt. Gives you mobility for engaging and bursting squishies. 3. Zhonya's Hourglass. Crucial for survivability when diving into fights. 4. Rabadon's Death Cap. Massive power spike to maximize your damage output. 5. Void Staff. Shreds magic resist to ensure you're dealing damage to even tanky opponents.
Okay, these are all good items for Diana, but there are two that it failed to mention. Firstly is Lichbane, and second is Shadow Flame. Diana is very reliant on spamming her abilities in fights, so Lichbane gives you 10 ability haste plus the Spellblade passive, which gives you bonus on-hit damage after you cast an ability, so you're gonna benefit from that a lot. It also gives you 4% move speed for roaming around the map and getting picks more frequently. Shadow Flame, on the other hand, is very good against squishy targets. You've got magic penetration on it. It's going to allow your magic damage to crit low health enemies, which is great considering you're an AP assassin. Rocket Belt can be a useful item on her, but it's got a really low pick rate, and there are just a lot of other items that are higher priority right now. But what about boots?
The choice of boots for Diana depends on the game situation. Sorcerer's Shoes, the go-to choice for most games. It amplifies your magic damage and lets you burst down enemies more effectively.
Okay, this one's easy. Diana's an AP assassin, she benefits from magic penetration, so buy Sorcerer's Shoes. Now, what will ChatGPT recommend for our jungle pet?
For Diana in the jungle, the best jungle pet is Scorchclaw Pup. It gives bonus magic damage and a slow on your attacks, which synergizes perfectly with Diana's kit for faster clears and better ganking potential. However, if you want to focus on tankiness in games where you're the primary engage, you could consider Moss Stomper for extra durability.
So there's not really a wrong jungle pet to pick, it just depends on your playstyle. So red is of course very good for getting those kills you may not otherwise, blue is great for chasing people down, and green can be viable, if you want to do your engage combo and have a little bit more survivability. Let's move on to our runes.
Here's a standard setup. Primary, Precision, Conqueror, stacking AP and healing in extended fights. Triumph, healing and bonus gold on takedowns. Legend, Tenacity, reduces crowd control effects. Coup de Grace, increases damage to low health targets. Secondary, Domination, sudden impact, bonus magic penetration after using her dash. Treasure Hunter, extra gold to snowball faster.
Okay, this is pretty good. Legend Tenacity is no longer in the game, so go for Legend Alacrity or Legend Haste instead. Domination for the secondary tree is good, but you can also go Inspiration with Magical Footwear and Cosmic Insight as well. Next, we'll ask about our summoner spells.
For Diana in the jungle, the standard summoner spells are Smite, essential for securing jungle camps and objectives. Flash provides mobility for outplays, escapes, or engaging with your combo. These are must-haves for nearly every jungle game.
Okay, this is spot on. Obviously, you need Smite, there's no question there. And Flash is great for comboing it with your ult, and it's got an extremely high pick rate, so definitely some good advice from ChatGPT here. But let's try something a little harder, like in what order should we level our abilities?
Start with Q, Crescent Strike, at level 1 for AoE damage and faster clears. Max Q first for low cooldowns and high damage, essential for clearing and poking. Take W, Pale Cascade at level 2 for shields and extra damage. E, Lunar Rush, comes at level 3 for mobility and engaging. The full priority is R, Q, W, E.
Alright, this is perfect. Normally I would say during your first clear, put 2 points into your main damage ability, But in Diana's case, I would agree to get all 3 of your abilities because that E gives you mobility between your camps during your first clear. So really, I have no objections here. Next, I'll ask a really nuanced question. During our first clear, should we focus on full clearing or should we go for an invade or an early gank?
With Diana, your best bet is to focus on a full clear during your first clear. Diana excels at farming quickly and scaling into the mid-game. A full clear lets you hit level 6 faster, where her power spike truly begins. Invading early isn't ideal, since Diana is weaker in one-on-one fights before she gets items and levels. Ganking early is possible if an enemy is overextended, but it's not her main strength until she has her ult.
This is great. The AI recognizes that Diana needs her levels, she needs to get her ult, she needs to get her first item before she becomes an effective duelist and ganker. Chat GPT is looking pretty good right now, but will that continue when I ask which junglers Diana is strong against?
Diana is strong against junglers who are slow to clear, weak early, or can't handle her burst damage once she's ahead. Some examples include Amumu. He struggles to duel early, and Diana can burst him down before he becomes tanky. Master Yi, Diana's burst can delete him before he gets to reset with his Q. She's farm-focused, so Diana can match her clear speed and out-duel her with Conqueror.
Okay, first of all, the AI clearly is confused about the gender of Master Yi, so that's whatever. Secondly, this is partially true, as in Diana can win 1v1 against them. Despite that, she does have a below 50% win rate against Amumu and Master Yi, so not the most accurate information. But which junglers is Diana weak against?
Diana struggles against junglers who can out-sustain her in duels, have high early game pressure, or can prevent her from engaging effectively. Some examples include Lee Sin. His mobility and early game pressure can shut Diana down before she hits her power spikes. He can easily outplay her with his kicks and crowd control. Karthus. While Diana can burst him down, Karthus can clear quickly and provide global pressure with his ultimate, making it hard for Diana to secure objectives without risk.
So it seems that the AI does not take win rates into consideration. It just focuses on who can win the 1v1. So in Lee Sin's case, yeah, sure, he can win an early 1v1, but Diana has a positive win rate against him. Karthus, yeah, sure, he can ult you while you're doing Rift Herald or something like that, but he's a squishy mage and you're an assassin. You can easily get on top of him, and she's got a positive win rate against him. So this is just not accurate. Let's see if Chat GPT can give us some more accurate information when it comes to general tips and combos for Diana.
Diana's strength lies in her burst potential and mobility, so using her combo effectively can turn the tide in your favor. Here are some general tips and combos for playing Diana in the jungle. Diana's power really spikes at level 6 when she gets her ultimate Moonfall. Prioritize hitting that level as quickly as possible, and look for gank opportunities once you have it. Farm efficiently, Diana clears the jungle fast with her Q, Crescent Strike, and W, Pale Cascade. Use your W shield to tank some of the damage from camps, which will speed up your clear. Map awareness. Diana has good roaming potential. Once you've cleared your jungle and hit level 6, look for opportunities to roam mid or top for ganks. Her E, Rush, lets her gap close quickly. Objective control. Diana is great at securing objectives like Dragon or Rift Herald. Her Q helps with damage, and with a good smite, you can secure these objectives easily. Combo 1, Engage combo, pre-level 6. Start by landing your Q, Crescent Strike, on the enemy. Follow up with E to gap close. Use WL Cascade for the shield and some extra damage. 2, Full combo, post-level 6. E, Lunar Rush, to engage first, ideally using it to land on the enemy champion. Immediately follow with R Moonfall to pull them in. Use Q, Crescent Strike, and W, Pale Cascade for maximum burst damage. If the fight extends, Q and W will be back up quickly for follow-up damage.
Okay, I think the general tips are quite good, so I'm just gonna focus on the combos instead. Trying to hit your Q on somebody to get that extra dash is risky, so instead start with your W, then use your E to dash into them and immediately follow up, if you have it, with your ult and then your Q. Next, I'll ask about Diana's greatest strengths and weaknesses.
Strengths. 1. Strong scaling. Diana becomes a beast in the late game with her high AP scaling, especially once she completes her core items. 2. Burst damage. Her combo, particularly with R, Moonfall, and Q, Crescent Strike, can quickly delete squishy targets. 3. Great team fighter. Diana excels in team fights, especially after hitting level 6. Her R pulls enemies together, making it easier to engage and deal massive AoE damage. 4. Fast clear speed. She clears jungle camps quickly thanks to Q and W, which makes her efficient at farming and leveling up. 5. Strong engage. E, Lunar Rush, and R, Moonfall, make Diana an excellent engage champion, allowing her to jump onto enemies and deal devastating burst damage. 6. Good survivability. With her W Pale Cascade shield, she can mitigate damage and take a bit of a beating in skirmishes and objectives. Weaknesses. 1. Vulnerable to early pressure. Diana is weaker in the early game, especially pre-level 6. Junglers like Lee Sin or Rengar can easily invade her and prevent her from scaling up. 2. Lack of mobility. Without ultimate. Without her R, Diana doesn't have great mobility. She relies on E for gap closing, which can leave her vulnerable to kiting or CC. 3. Can be kited. Diana struggles against champions with high mobility or range, like kitey junglers or marksmen. Her lack of mobility outside of E makes it harder to chase down enemies who can poke from a distance. 4. No hard CC. Diana doesn't have any forms of hard crowd control, making her less effective at stopping mobile enemies or diving into a team with heavy CC. 5. Vulnerable to crowd control. Since her ultimate relies on getting close to enemies, heavy CC can easily lock her down, preventing her from dealing damage or even surviving.
Wow, that was a lot. I'll have to ask Chat GPT to be more succinct next time, but in general, this is all true, and as we've seen in previous videos, this is where AI tends to succeed. When it comes to just general knowledge and overviews of champions, it can usually give a pretty good summary of their strengths and weaknesses. When it comes to specific item recommendations or runes, not so much. Though at the very least, ChatGPT didn't recommend any items that were no longer in the game, unlike Microsoft's Copilot, which often recommends old jungle items that have been removed. Let's see if the AI keeps this up when I ask how I should play the early, mid, and late game.
Key tips for each phase. Early, focus on clearing efficiently, avoid unnecessary risk, and scale to level 6. Mid, look for gank opportunities, start grouping for objectives, and capitalize on your power spike with R. Late, play as a frontline diver or engager, focus on objectives, and protect yourself with Zhonya's in team fights.
So in order to save time, I asked the AI to summarize all the information that it had given about playing early, mid, late game. So it did go into pretty great detail initially, and it didn't say anything that I found objectionable. And on that note, I'll pass it over to the coach to close out the video for us.
Disclaimer: while AI coaching can provide valuable insights, tips, and strategies for improving your gameplay in League of Legends, it is not a substitute for real human coaching. Human coaches offer personalized feedback, context-based adjustments, and the ability to understand unique player behaviors and situations. AI coaching can be a helpful tool, but for in-depth, tailored advice, a live coach may be more beneficial for your growth as a player. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to Totally Carl for more League of Legends content. We've got plenty more tips and gameplay coming your way. Catch you in the next one.